Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We're going to watch a small clip and then we're going to discuss it, and it has to do with what we've been discussing for the last couple of days. Okay?
A month before, a month right after she left, Gypsy texted me a bunch of pregnancy tests and said she was pregnant. Okay, well, who's the father? And it could have been me or Ken at that point. So she didn't know. She was like, I don't know. The previous month, she sent me pictures of pregnancy tests, but this time there's no pictures. No.
Okay, so what do you think about that? That's Ryan saying that Gypsy told him not long after she left that she was pregnant. He also said previously she sent him pictures of pregnancy tests. Previously. So this is the second time that she's telling him she's pregnant. Why would she tell him 2 times? What happened the first time? We didn't hear anything about it? Or was that the false alarm that she said she had and she got her period? Or is that a fake false alarm and she was really pregnant and it's all about this baby here? Like, things aren't adding up in GypsyVerse, okay? Things are not definitely adding up when it comes to timeline. Now, I am having a bit of a discussion with somebody in my comments who says that board that Ken is holding up is not from the lab. Because the lab wouldn't hand write something on a board like that. It would, and I agree, it would be a document, right? It would be a document with maybe his picture on the document and his signature. Why does he need to stand up there like that with a board with weird dates on it? Now, one of the dates could be the baby's birth date, and one date could be the lab date, okay? Like the date they drew the blood. But why would they put the baby's birth date on there when supposedly the baby's not born yet? This is supposed to be the lab work Gypsy did the first time. This is not the court-appointed lab work. This is the lab work from before that. Are we catching Gypsy in a bit of a fib? Just a bit. Well, it wouldn't surprise us. She's always fibbing anyway. But now there's like actual proof. And if she is fibbing about that lab work that she did back then with Ken, that she was trying to pull off everybody saying that that was actual lab paper when everybody was saying it wasn't. And it has been debunked as being faked. Okay? So this is very confusing. You got to sit there and think about this a little bit, you know? So if that's the baby's birth date, then she is actually lying about the baby's birth date. And the baby is older than she's saying. And if that's the case, that baby is probably Ryan's. Right? Now I'm wondering, now with this court-appointed lab work, right? Do you think her and Ken already know the results? Because they said they're going to show it on the show. So if they're going to show it on the show, it's been previously recorded. So either her and Ken already know the results, or the show is keeping it a secret so that they can shout it out on the show. And she and Ken doesn't know until the show airs. Do you think? Like, I'm not exactly sure how these real-time shows go when it comes to stuff like that. When it comes to, like, big life events, do they hold off to show you on the show? Or do you know beforehand and you just can't say? I know there's, like, an NDA, you can't, non-disclosure agreement. I know that. But would they make a deal with Gypsy and say, look, when you get the lab work from the court, we'll put it out in real time on the show. And that way you and Ken don't know until the show airs. But see, I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening. Do you think Gypsy would want that aired on the air without her knowing what it is? I don't think so. No, Gypsy cannot lose control over anything, and especially her own life, okay? If she loses control over how things are done, even on the show, she'd go bonkers. Because Gypsy is a narcissist, and narcissists need to be in control of everything. I mean, even the stuff that her family and Ken and Ryan, even now, Ryan, even what he says is pretty much controlled by Gypsy. Because if they fall through and screw up her narrative and, put out there that she is, a 100,000% liar, which we know she is. But if it's put out there, like for real from one of her family or her, men, she would lose control, and she doesn't like that. That's why she strings along Ryan, I think, is to control him. Not because she wants him. It's to control him about what he says. Because now that she's no longer with him, she's finding it harder and harder to control what he puts out there in the media. And it's driving her crazy. That's why she needs to know what's going on in his life, what's he going to say out about her, and, so forth and so forth, right? And there's another little elephant in the room that I'm going to address. Now, I was watching GypsyRose Grows Wild, okay? And apparently her main TikTok account got taken down because somebody reported her for bullying or something. And she's trying to get us smaller creators to shout out what the bigger creators are doing to her. Now, I don't agree at all about what people are doing when it comes to striking people's accounts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? If you don't like what that person's saying, just don't follow them. Don't watch their stuff. That's all. It's as easy as that. But I know when you're thinking, well, this person's talking about me all the time, then I got to watch and see what the hell she's saying. I understand that too. Because I understand, even if Gypsy doesn't watch my videos per se, I know she does a couple of them, but not all of them. But her cronies are out there watching everybody else's, the smaller creator stuff, to make sure that we're not catching something that they didn't catch. You know what I'm saying? But GypsyRose, I do feel sorry for you when it comes to your account getting taken down. The same thing happened to Straight Outta Context, I believe. And Alice Down the Rabbit Hole had her account on hold. So it's demonetized till the end of April, till the end of this month. It sucks. It really does. It sucks. Because a lot of us creators depend on that little extra cash we make from these videos. And when that's taken away, that's like getting fired from a part-time job. So think about that. These people don't think about that because they've got enough followers that they don't have to worry about their money too much, especially Gypsy. I mean, 9.8 million followers on TikTok. Even if they're not interacting with her on a daily, she's still getting money because she has that many followers. You know what I mean? So when your account's taken down or stricken, you get nothing. So all that hard work and all those videos you made go down the toilet. You know what I mean? So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation. I feel for her. I am now following her on her new account. So she does have a new account on TikTok. So if you guys want to go over and follow GypsyRose Grows Wild, or GypsyRose Grows Wilder, I think. That's what her new one is. So, yeah, go give her a follow. Help her out a little bit. And that's my video for this morning, guys. I'm sorry it's a little bit late. Got up a little bit late. So have yourselves a great day. And everything in this video is my thoughts, opinions, and knowledge. Bye now.